In today's chapter of IAA Conversation, we are going to explore the world of OTT.
Good morning, and I'd like to first introduce you to Ajit Mohan, who is the CEO of Hotstar. Ajit joined Star 5 years ago. Ajit is championing Star's ambition to use technology to reinvent the world of media and to build outstanding services for digital consumers. I have great pleasure in inviting Ajit Mohan onto the dais. Welcome, Ajit. The other gentleman, Mr. Ashish Bhasin, Chairman and CEO of South Asia Densu Aegis Network. Ashish is a well-known personality of the advertising and media industry in Asia Pacific for the past 28 years. We welcome you onto this wonderful conversation. I'm going to basically start a conversation, but really the conversation is going to be more about Ajit and Ashish taking that forward. We all know that today OTT is a new, should I say, new kid in the block. It's been most talked about, it's been most consumed today. I'm sure all of us are very intrigued and wanting to know more about what really this platform has to offer. So coming straight to you, Ajit, tell us a little first about the journey of OTT in the country so far. Would you be able to give us some insights, first of all, your view about OTT as a platform?
Thank you, Megha, for having me here. If you look at the whole space of OTT or online video or streaming, it started about 5-6 years ago in India when people started using online video for very snacky content, whether it was watching a comedy clip, a news clip. The big thesis that we had as a company that led to the creation of Hotstar was that consumers or people's appetite for content consumption, for stories in India is massive. And it was really about how do we find a mechanism to make the access to these stories easy, widespread. And one of the theories that we had as a company and a service was, if you look at some of the data, and all of you are students, you know economics, if you look at the data in more mature media markets, consumers spend as much time as 8 hours watching video content in a day. In India, in a household, that's been close to 2.5 hours a day. And when you deconstruct what happened in most mature media markets, that movement from 2.5 to 8 hours a day happened on the back of a second and third television in the same house. The thesis that we had, the bet that we made was, in India, it was largely going to be single TV households for a while. At the same time, given the economics of the country, given the demographics where the bulk of the country is increasingly very young, our hypothesis was that second and third screen in India would be a mobile screen. That's essentially the bet that we were making 4 years ago. And that the movement from people spending 2.5 hours of content consumption in a day to 8 hours would happen on a mobile screen. And to make that bet, I think we kind of ignored a lot of myths or wisdom that was floating around in the market. For me, the power of a medium like Hotstar, which has TV shows and movies and sports, is these are stories that are easily accessible for all of the 1.2 billion people, not just the 100 or 200 million people. There is no language constraint. These are stories that people have engaged with for the last 40, 50, 100 years. And therefore, the big opportunity that we see is that we can use the power of accessible, curated, creative stories to really bring India online. And when India comes online, you know, all kinds of amazing things can happen.
So interactivity clearly is one of the key change thing. And we have always wondered, you know, it's great to offer great content and it's new medium, it's a interactive platform, a lot of technology-led thing. One of the things which we are always trying to understand or grapple with is the monetization part of a platform like this. So bringing in Ashish here, the man from the other side, and you've been a big believer on digital per se. What is your view on a platform like this from a monetization point? Is there an opportunity here? What is the kind of trend you're seeing from linear to non-linear?
You know, when you're looking at trends like these, which are actually pretty mega in nature, you've got to step back. So what's happening is that the new generation, which is represented over here, is consuming media very differently from what the previous generation was. They're consuming it online. So there are tectonic shifts happening in consumer behavior. One rule of advertising guys are basically, and more so media guys, they follow simple thing. Where there are eyeballs, there goes numbers, right? So the moment eyeballs start shifting there, the commercialization point, it is going to happen. I'll give you a real example which will be music to Ajit's ears. We were early adopters to Hotstar, and I remember just when they launched, they had the first IPL, and we gave two release orders for two of our clients for 3 lakhs of rupees each, 6 lakhs, which was a big deal, you know, and I'm now talking about 3-4 years ago. Now fast forward that to this year's IPL, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 years later.
14 and 17, yeah.
Between 14 and 17, my agency alone has bought nearly 50 crores of IPL from him on Hotstar. Two of our clients gave 30 crores of release, for them we gave 30 crores of release orders for that. So commercializing in advertising is a very, very simple equation. If eyeballs are going to go there, the money is going to flow there. People are seeing digital as a medium, but digital is changing the way we behave. Digital is going to change the way any business, even if you're a popcorn business, digital is going to impact you in some way or the other. So 100% of the businesses are going to be impacted by digital. And I think we are in that golden spot where you're particularly going to see that digital will impact every single part of every single business. And from a pure video consumption point of view, it's a no-brainer that OTT is going to really rule the roost. By definition, digital should be the best measured medium, right? Because we're leaving a digital footprint on everything we're doing. It should all be very easy to enumerate, find out, etc.